Hello aspirants, welcome back to our channel. Let us observe the first question. When selling price is greater than the cost price, then there is always, okay, if selling price is greater than the cost price, then definitely we get a profit. That is as a gain. So option B is the correct one for this question. Now let us see this next question. Profit or loss percentage are always calculated on. Okay, so for this, if I give you an example that I sold an article for a 1200 rupees. So, will I get a profit or loss? Now, in this case, we will not be able to say that whether I will get a profit or loss if you know only selling price, unless we don't know at what price I purchased it. That means, unless we don't know the cost price, we cannot decide whether we will get a profit or loss. So, that's the reason this profit or loss always calculated on the cost price itself. So, first option is the correct one for this question. Okay. Now, let us see this next question. Sham purchased 20 dozens of toys at a rate of 375 rupees for a dozen and he sold each one of them at a 33 rupees. Then what is his percentage of profit? Okay. So, firstly, you need to understand that what we have given. He purchased 20 dozens of toys at a 375 rupees for one dozen. That means cost price of one dozen given as an okay, 375 rupees. So how many dozens he purchased? He purchased 20 dozens. So cost price of 20 dozens. Okay. So 20 dozens is equals to 20 into 375. And multiplying it, we get it as an 7,500 rupees you will get. So cost price is for 7,500 rupees. And he sold one article, one toy for 33 rupees. 33 rupees. That means selling price of one toy given as an 33 rupees. So total how many toys he has? He has a 20 dozen. So one dozen means we know it as a 12. Then 20 dozens means what? 12 into 20. So that is nothing but 240. So how many toys he has? 240. So selling price of this 240 toys is equals to 240 into 33 and multiplying this you will get as an 7,920 rupees that you will get. So total cost price is what? 7,500 and he sold it for 7,920. So as a selling price is greater than the cost price, he will get a profit. So profit in terms of rupees is equal to selling price minus cost price. That is 7,920 minus 7,500. So that we get less than 420. Now we are asking to find out profit percentage. So that profit in terms of rupees that is 400 by cost price is 7,500 into 100 percentage symbol. We need to write two zeros get cancelled. We'll get as an 42 by 420 by we get 75. So this both are divisible by 3 table. Okay. 3 1 the 3, 4 the 12 in 0. Okay, 3 to the 6, 1 left, 3 5. Again 5 table, 5 5, sir. Okay, 528, sir. So 28 5, 5. 56 by 10, which is nothing but 5.6 you will get. So third option is the correct one for this question. Okay, now let us see this next question. If the cost price of 21 articles is equal to selling price of 18 articles, then find the gain or loss percentage. Okay, what we have given? We have given that cost price of 21 articles. This I can write it as an 21 into cost price of one article is equal to 18 into selling price of one article. Can I write? Now, from this, if I transpose this selling price to other hand, it becomes a denominator, and transposing this 21 to other hand, it becomes a denominator. So, selling price by, sorry, cost price by selling price will be obtained by 18 by 21. Both are divisible by 3 table, 3 6 are 3 7. From this, what we get it as an cost price is to selling price is equal to 6 is to 7. From the ratio terms, first term which represents the cost price. So cost price, if I suppose 6 rupees, okay, so selling price would be as a 7 rupees. Selling price becomes what? 7 rupees. And what we are asked to find out profit percentage. Okay, so here as a selling price is more than the cost price, you will get a profit. So I'm going to find out a profit in terms of rupees as a 7 minus 6, that is 1 rupees, you will get a profit. So profit percentage, if you want to find out profit percentage, profit in terms of rupees 1 by cost price is 6 into 100 percentage. So both are divisible by 2 table, 2 3 is a 250 is a 100. This can be written as 50 by 3 percentage. That is 16 whole 2 by 3 percentage. So that is of second option in the correct one. Okay, these options you need to notice that this is a 16 whole 1 by 3 percentage. This is 16 whole 2 by 3 percentage. Okay, so now let us see this next question. A man buys a cycle for a 1,400 rupees and sell it at loss of 15 percentage, and we are asked to find out selling price. So firstly, what we know the cost price of a cycle as a 1,400 rupees, and the loss percentage given as a 15 percentage, and we are asked to find out the selling price. When we know the cost price and loss percentage, we can find out the selling price by using this formula, that is selling price is equals to 100 minus loss percentage by 100 into cost price. By using this formula, we can find out that 100 minus last percentage is what, 15 by 100 into cost price is what, 1,400. So 2 zeros get cancelled. This is 85 into 14. Okay, so 85 into 14 and multiplying this, you will get as a 1,190 rupees. That will, so cost price of that cycle is 1,190. So option C is the correct one for this question. Now let us go ahead with this next question. If a selling price of 50 articles is equals to the cost price of 40 articles, then loss or gain percentage. Okay, what we have given, selling price of 50 articles, nothing but 50 into selling price of one article is equals to 40 into cost price of one article. So from this, selling price by cost price will be obtained by 40 by 50. So 10 5s are 10 4s are. What we get? We get it as a cost price is selling price is to cost price as a 4 is to 5. In the ratio, first term is a selling price. So selling price is suppose as a 4 rupees. Selling price if I suppose as a 4 rupees. Cost price becomes a 5 rupees. Okay. Now, as the cost price is greater than the selling price, we get a loss. So, loss is equals to cost price, that is 5 minus selling price 4, that is 1 rupee, he will get a loss. So, loss percentage is equals to loss in terms of rupees 1 by cost price is 5 into 100 percentage. So, 5 on the 520 is that. So, loss percentage is what? 20 percentage. That is what option D is the correct one for this question. Okay. Now let us see this next question. If a 5 percentage more he gain by selling an article for 350 rupees than by the selling it for 340 rupees, the cost price of article. It means what? And if I sell that article for 350 rupees instead of 340 rupees, I will get a more 5 percentage as a profit. That means what? So this 5 percentage of cost price will be obtained by difference between these two cost price selling price, that is 350 minus 340. So on doing this, we'll get as a 5 percentage means what? 5 per 100 into cost price, that is equals to 10. Now 5 on the 520 is the, and transposing this denominator 20 to other hand becomes a multiplier, so that cost price will be obtained as a 10 into 20, that is a 200. So cost price of that article is what? 200 rupees. That is what option C is the correct one for this question. Now let us go ahead with this next question. Okay. Next question is, see, a fruit seller sells a mangoes at a rate of 9 rupees per kg, thereby losses of 20 percentage. Then at what price per kg he should have sold to make a profit as a 5 percentage. So what we have given? We have given that selling price of article as a 9 rupees and loss percentage given as a 20 percentage. Okay, so what we are asked to find out, if he wants to get a profit as a 5%, at what price he has to sell. Okay, so selling price two, that we need. Firstly, we need to find out a cost price. So by using this first case, we need to find out a cost price. Cost price will be obtained by 100 by 100 minus last percentage. That is 100 minus 20 into selling price. That is 9. So this is 100 by 80 into 9. 0, 0 get cancelled. This is 5 4 so cost price is what? 5 9 45. 45 by 4 we will get cost price. So here what we know profit percentage, and cost price is what? 45 by 4. We need to find out a selling price. So selling price will be obtained by 100 plus profit percentage, that is 5 by 100 into cost price is what? 45 by 4. This is 105 by 100 into 45 by 4. 521 the 520 is okay. So this is 4 5 4 the 5 9 so this is 21 into 9, that is 189 by 16. Okay, 189 by 16, and simplifying it, if we convert into decimals, you will get as 11.81, that will get. So selling price, if we want to get a profit as a 5%, we should sell that as a rupees of 11 rupees 81 price. Okay, so that is the first option is the correct one. Now, let us see this next question. A sells a bicycle to the B at a profit of 20%, and B sells it to the C at a profit of 25%. If C pays for 225 rupees for it, and the cost price of A that we are asking to find. Okay, suppose we have three persons A, B, C. Suppose A's cost price is X and he sold it at a profit of 20%. So B's cost price becomes what? 120% of A's cost price, that is X. Now again B sold it for C for 25% of profit. So B's selling price becomes what? 125% of B's cost price is what? That is 120% of X. So, but as for the question, this is given as an 225. So from this, we need to find out this X value. It is 125 500 into 120 by 100 into X is equals to 225. From this, 25 5 are 25 4 are okay. So 26 are 25 are 5 get cancelled. Okay. So 2 threes, 2 twos. So 3 by 2 times of X is equals to 225. From this, X is equals to 225 into 2 by 3. 3 ones, 3 7 5. So X is equals to 75 to the other is 150 rupees, that will be. So cost price of A's cost price is what? 150 rupees. That is option D is the correct one. Now let us see this the last problem in this video. A man bought some oranges at 10 rupees per dozen and bought a same number of oranges at 8 rupees per dozen. He sold these oranges at 11 rupees per dozen and gained 120 rupees. Then total number of dozens we purchased, that we are asked to find out. We have two types of oranges. So first type oranges cost price is 10 rupees. Okay. So second type of oranges, 1 dozen cost is what? 8 rupees. Okay. So suppose he purchased only 2 dozens. He purchased only 2 dozens that he purchased. Okay. So that means what? 1 dozen from the first type, 1 dozen for the second type. So cost price of 2 dozens is equals to first type cost price is 10 rupees, second type is 8 rupees, total cost price of 2 dozens is 18 rupees. So what is the selling price of 1 dozen? 1 dozen selling price is 11 rupees. So this selling price of 2 dozens, selling price of 2 dozens will be obtained by 2 into 11, that is 22. That means I'm selling 2 dozens of these oranges. He get the profit as a 4 rupees. So that means what? Profit on 2 dozens. Okay, is equals to 4 rupees what you will get. So from this profit on 1 dozen is equals to 2 by 4 by 2, that is 2 rupees you will get. So I'm selling 1 dozen of this, he get the 2 rupees as a profit. But entire profit is how much? That is 120 rupees. So total number of dozens he sell is equals to, he purchase is equals to total profits 120 by profit on 1 dozen is 2. So on doing this, you will get a 60. So total number of dozens is what? 60 dozens that he purchased. That means, so option D is the correct one.